Boxing King Media in association with Boxstore. Eddie, I'm going to ask you, what's your secret? You've just spent 2 weeks in the States and you're not looking jet lagged.
No, I haven't been sleeping that great, to be honest with you, but obviously we had Milan last Friday, we've got Bilbao this Friday, we've got the O2 on Saturday, but it's just a big buzz, mate. Like, you know, there's no time to sleep, and how lucky are we to be doing what we're doing, and looking forward to a massive weekend of boxing.
You're running on adrenaline by the looks of it. Big fight week this week. Everyone seems to be sitting on the fence with this fight. I'm guessing you're going to do the same this time round?
I think in boxing, people see this as a 50-50 fight. Outside of boxing, because of the hype that Joshua Buatsi's had over the years, they look at him as the favourite, but a really intriguing fight, and Craig Richards has spoken really well on so many different levels about, you know, what he's been through and having to jump in late notice fights and jump in with Bivol and that kind of stuff. And you know, it's fair to say Buatsi hasn't had to take those risks in his career so far, but he's very, very good, and you know, I'm really interested to see how it plays out.
With regards to Buatsi's reluctance to do media stuff over the years, would you say that's kind of held him back compared to the other Olympians that came through?
Yeah, I think so, but at the end of the day, you know, you've got to be real. So you always want to encourage a fighter to do as much media as possible, but sometimes people don't want to do it. And you have to respect that, but they have to understand it's going to hold them back in terms of the commercial potential. And Joshua Buatsi probably could have been bigger than he is, but he's still a big star and he's still an outstanding fighter. But at least he's real, like he's not fake, you know. Josh is rather keep himself in the gym, and you know that on fight night, when Buatsi stepped through the ring, he's bringing, as he says, straight violence, and he's exciting to watch.
For any upcoming fighter coming up, would you say that affects paydays in the long run as well?
Of course, you know, any time that you have an opportunity to raise your profile, ultimately the commercial value of a fighter determines their purse. But Joshua Buatsi makes a lot of money. You know, he's a big star, he's very exciting, people want to tune in to watch him. But again, it's not for everyone. You know, Katie Taylor's a great example. Katie Taylor's turned down millions of dollars in sponsorship and appearances over the years because she don't want to do it. So I respect that at the same time. You know, other fighters, I mean, look at Conor Benn. Does an amazing job on his profile. He's everywhere. You know, takes every opportunity to promote himself, and that's fantastic. But everyone's different.
Talking to Katie Taylor, you guys obviously published the numbers recently. Was that bit of a, you know, an uppercut back at the people who were always saying, you know, what numbers are the zone getting? And
I think something. Look, it's very easy. Like, I've never seen so much rubbish spoke about the DAZN numbers, and like, you know, I push them all the time to release the numbers. It's not something they want to get in a routine of doing, because once you start doing it, people want to know every week. So it's a bit like the Canelo pay-per-view numbers. You know, I see all this shit online, and I spoke to DAZN and said, I'm going to do interviews, and do you mind if I at least give an indication of where the numbers are? Look, we don't want to release numbers. I said, yeah, but this is, you know, if you don't say something, people are going to believe this rubbish. All this stuff that's basically coming from other people trying to, you know, do a job to limit what you're doing. And, you know, they said, look, we're not going to release numbers, but we're happy to confirm, if you want to give a ballpark, that it's around that number. And that's what I did online. And that's what they wanted to do around Taylor Serrano, because the numbers are outstanding, particularly in America. You know, the UK, solid numbers, but we're only 8 months in, you know, and we've got big, big plans in the UK. But the numbers in America are outstanding, and so was the pay-per-view numbers for Canelo. So I hope that they'll continue to give information. I don't think you're going to see them reporting every week, and no one does, really. But when we've had a good week, we should stand there like a peacock and flutter our feathers.
And he sure did. Talking of big plans in the UK, have you got any plans to bring Prize Fighter back? Because obviously you started that concept off, and it's been quite a big success with Boxer.
I don't know. I mean, I watched a bit of it on Saturday. I think it's a dated format, to be honest with you. Like, I think a lot of the stuff that Boxer have done, you know, with a bigger fight, I like it. You know, it's obviously a lot of people are just copying what we've done in terms of the setup, but I think the Prize Fighter format's, it's had its day. You know, we stopped doing Prize Fighter, 6 years ago, maybe 5 or 6 years ago. It'd run its course. Boxer now do a copy of Prize Fighter, which, you know, it's still it's exciting, but I don't know. I did turn it on Saturday, and I don't know. I think that the boxing audience now has become a lot more intelligent, and I don't think they need to see that format anymore. They need to see great championship boxing. The reason that we did Prize Fighter was boxing was flat, it was dead, and we needed to reinvigorate it. We needed to bring in a younger, fresher audience with fast-paced content, and we did that, and then we educated them, and then they become fight fans. And I don't think we need that format anymore, but it's still a good watch. Like, it's always going to be exciting, but We're focused on championship boxing.
Last question. Amir Khan, KELL BROOK both announced retirements. Looking back at their careers, who do you think leaves behind a better legacy and who will be talked about more in years to come?
I think Amir Khan. I think Kel did great. I mean, Kel limited himself sometimes because of the way that he lived his life, and he'll know that. You know, the way he made weight and liked to eat between fights. But Kel was an extraordinary talent who, frustratingly, could have got more out of his career, but made a lot of money, won a world title, beat Amir Khan. Like, you can't knock what he did, and I'm glad that he retired. I'm gutted he didn't fight Conor Ben because he's leaving a lot of money on the table, but I'm glad he retires on his own terms, happy, with a win and with a load of money. Amir Khan will be remembered as a trailblazer who fought everyone, who was in such exciting fights, whether he was getting knocked out or whether he was just blistering hand speed. I think the greater legacy goes to Amir Khan because of the fights that he was in on that stage. Talking about Marcus Maidana, even the Canelo Alvarez fight. You know, Barrera, I know he was towards the end of his career, but a lot of big nights. Both great fighters, both great careers.
I've just remembered a few weeks ago you said AJ was going to announce another trainer. Any update on that?
I just said that he may announce another member of the team, so not yet, but camp started and we should get an announcement next week on the fight.
Anything else you want to add?
All good, mate. Just tune into the Zone on Friday for Bilbao. Great fight, Leherada against Metcalf, and then the big show at the O2 on Saturday.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate.